To today's Sunday live stream. It's good to have you here. Alden is saying hi, and he's going to say bye because he's not meant to be here in this particular office, so we're going to kick him out. All right, out, buddy. Out. Yes. Out. And we're back. We are back. And we're back in action. No, you're going out. Hey. Out. All right. We are back. Welcome to the Sunday live stream. My name's Brandon Tobias. It's great to have you guys here, and we are dealing with some troublesome puppies who are still learning, and he's finally given up on his attempts to be in the office at the same time. I appreciate you guys showing up here. I hope your Sunday's very well. Welcome here on TikTok and on YouTube. It's good to have you all here. Let me show up, make sure and see the camera. Ooh, what I could see, the camera's going a little crazy. All right. Steph, welcome to the live stream. This is your, oh yeah, that's Stephanie. Awesome. Let's see if I can go ahead and make you a, I think you are a moderator, Steph, already. So if you're not already, let me know. But you should have moderator abilities. Angela says, cute puppy. Ivana says, good to see you. The puppy is adorable. He's very adorable. He's learning. You know, he's super smart as well. He's half German Shepherd, half Husky. And so I'll tell him out because Daddy needs to go live. And so he'll wait. And then the greatest thing about it is he'll wait until I start going live, and then he'll come in because he knows I don't want to interrupt the live. He waits exactly until I go live. And then he comes in and he'll go to my feet, and I just know he's waiting until the live stream, and then he's going to start messing around with his toys. So he's a very clever dog, but you know he gets it eventually, and he is a good little boy. Oh, I don't see. Yeah, okay. Let me see. For step 4, let me go ahead and add you as a moderator here. Thank you so much for showing up. There you go. All right, step 4 is now a moderator. Thank you so much for your services. Miss Stephanie on TikTok and on YouTube is our moderator for tonight. So if any of you guys are doing some crazy stuff or just showing up in a way that's going to disrupt others' experiences, Steph, I trust you to go ahead and ban or mute them. And I appreciate you for choosing so graciously to donate your time for that. Man on the Moon says, oh, I didn't get to see the puppy. I'm sure he'll be back. Don't worry. I'm sure he'll be back. Sean Rojas, welcome to the live stream. It's my first time watching any of your content. I work from home with 3 dogs, so I completely understand. They just like to be in the limelight, especially Alden likes to be in the limelight. And yes, he already came back. Let's give him a chance. Make sure let's see if he doesn't, get too troublesome. He just wants to be by my side, I know. So here's what we're going to do for today, guys. Welcome to the live stream. This is a classic throwback. We're going back to our classic Sunday live streams. For those of you guys who are new to my channel, welcome. It's really an honor to have you here and to meet you. And we are a family here. We're a soul family. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. There's a lot of people who have been here for a long time who are so supportive. I mean, we've done everything from live healings to personal readings to collective readings to crazy angel number experiences on this channel. And it never ceases to amaze me what the guides and angels and loved ones have for all of us every single week. And I had to take some time off because, man, there was just, I think, honestly, I have a feeling because, 6 months ago or so when I was regularly doing the Sunday live stream, it was like a whole different world, it seemed like. And I come back 6 months later and it's like tarot is kind of, a lot of people have kind of taken a collective break from tarot, I think. And you guys can share with me if you resonate with this. But a lot of people kind of just, there needed to be a break from tarot because it was so it could be so like over involved in our lives to a point, or like start to run our lives in a way to where we just needed to be like have some space and become human again and have some human experiences. And I'm happy to report that after that break, and hopefully you guys are with me in that I'm ready to come back strong with that and help to share the messages we need to know for our highest and greatest good, and really to help people through their healing journeys. And if it's anything that I'm here really from the bottom of my heart and soul to do, it's to help people heal, it's to help people find their true selves, and it's to help people spark their lives up and to head in the right direction from the channeled messages and guidance. So what I'd like to do today is go into a collective reading, and it's all about the messages, guys. Whether or not you believe in the tarot or astrology or any of the stuff that I utilize, my whole point, the value I'm going to provide for you today, is the messages I'll be sharing in a channeled manner, coming through me as a vessel from the guides and angels collectively, that can hopefully share some inspiration or clarity for you on your purpose, all of you on your purpose right now, in whatever area of life it happens to apply to. I also want to share something to help make these messages more effective for all of you guys listening, and that's that if you guys really want to feel and see and play along with this live stream and have an amazing experience, what you can do is you can actually hold or just kind of you can touch your bodies. You can get all sensual with it. I'm just kidding. That's a little weird, especially for those of you guys who are new. You're like, who the hell is this guy? You can make contact. Let's just keep it like that. You can make contact with your body during the messages and just see what feelings are arising through those messages that God, the angels, the universe, whatever it is you believe in — this is not a religious channel, by the way, but whatever it is you believe in on a higher level, a higher power than you, even if it's just your higher self, wants you to know so that you can move forward in life if you're feeling stuck or you just need some guidance. And overall, this is just an opportunity for all of us to get together, hang out, and reset, and talk about spiritual stuff and talk about what is in the highest good for all of us as a normal human being. Okay, I have a dog. I have a soon-to-be wife. I have a home. I have a life here. I mean, I have a lot of things, and I'm a regular human being, and also I'm a very, very spiritual dude, and I help people transform their lives by their inner world, through their inner world and through tarot, and it's all normal to me. So, you know, Jess, if you're watching this, God bless you. You know, she was one of the ladies that we helped to heal, and we did some energy work on the live stream yesterday, and I won't tell her story because she's, you know, it's her story to tell, but, you know, essentially, oh gosh, where was I going with that? I just totally hit a blank with that. Essentially when we were doing the healing or doing the change, right? One of the things that was coming up was that she didn't feel that she could share her authentic self with the people around her. And then that was causing her a lot of problems. And of course, it's very deep. It's a lot deeper than that. But for those of you guys who are normal human beings who are also weird like myself, and who also are into spiritual stuff like myself, and who also see angel numbers and talk to guides and talk to people in your head and say things that hopefully help people, this is a channel for you. This is a community for you to feel safe and to share your experiences in a safe space with the people around you. And moderators, if you hear me, please hear this. Please allow for the intention for these channels on TikTok and on YouTube to create and to protect that safe space for people to really feel at home and at one with the people on here, whoever that is, however many and however many small people, a small amount of people decide to join. That's okay. It's still a safe space, and it's still part of the soul family. So without further ado, let's cut the preamble. Let's get right into the messages. And this is going to be channel messages for all of our highest and greatest good, both from myself and the guides and angels to all of us. We're then going to get into a collective tarot reading. Right after that, I've got the overhead view. For those of you guys who haven't seen me on YouTube, I've got the overhead view ready to go on YouTube if you want to see the cards. Then we're going to be going into the astrology. I've got my laptop here. And again, on YouTube, it shows the full screen, so you can actually see me going through the chart for June. And what I want to see is what's coming up in June. What do we need to know about? What are the energies? What are the transformations? What are the themes we can look out for in an inspiring and helpful way. I'm not a doom and gloom tarotist or doom and gloom astrologer or dramatic guy. I mean, I'm just wanting to share these things in the most light and helpful of way to help clear and inspire your path. And then finally, we'll finish out with some personal questions. If you guys have questions, we might even, if we have time, do some personal readings via donation. On these live streams, I like to do $20 donations, but I don't know if I'm going to have the energy for that tonight. We'll happen to see. So we've been doing that quite a bit, and it's been awesome. There's been some awesome experiences. But today I was so tired I didn't even want to come on. I really was not going to come on. And Paula, my girlfriend, she can vouch. I called her before. She called me before this, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to go live. She's like, well, just do what's in your heart. And and I asked God, and God knew already in my heart that I was going to that I needed to go live. It's just part of the plan for today. And so here I am today, and hopefully I can share some things that inspire your path. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I do want to, in YouTube, I'm going to pin a couple things here out of selfish greed and shameless plugs. I'm going to go ahead and pin my donation link. So if you guys find yourself inspired by the messages or just feel like you want to support me or the channel, I always appreciate a donation. I have my Cash App and my Venmo up. I am providing for a family, again, soon to be wife, doggy here. We have a home we're renting, and everyone's going through tough times. We have been through our fair share of tough times as well. Thankfully, we're making it through. But if you guys want to help us out and just share some cash donation, I always appreciate that. And those links will be right here in the YouTube pinned message here, and also in the link in my bio for TikTok. So if anyone wants to donate, those are the links, and it's pinned. Now, without further ado, let's get into the reading and the channel messages. The first thing we're going to do is open up the ceremony. We're going to call in the guides and angels, and we're just going to share whatever collective messages we need to go into. Then we're going to go into that channeled tarot reading. So here we go. Calling upon the power of unconditional love here and now, and through the power of unconditional love, calling in the energy of Jesus Christ, calling in the energy of Mary Magdalene, calling in the energy of the guides and angels, loved ones, masters, and wise ones, angels and archangels, Archangel Michael as well, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Raphael. Thank you so much for being here. We've got quite a team today. And angels and guides, are there any messages that I can channel for the collective here now that anyone needs to know about or to hear for their highest and greatest good? They're saying, we're happy to see you all back. That's what the first thing they're saying. We're happy to see you all back. We know that there's been a necessary hiatus in your life from all things spirituality, although there's never really been a break from the spirituality to begin with. There's just been a break from the official parts of this spiritual journey that you all are on, so that you can enjoy and be there in the moment and what's required in your human experience at this time in your life. And we've really enjoyed seeing many of you progress through the challenges that have been put there on this time on your planet Earth. At this time, it's a time to relish and to celebrate all of the accomplishments that you have done by even being here now today. And we want to take a second and give you some applause and some celebration and allow you to reflect on how you even made it to this particular moment today, sitting in front of your device and watching this channel, watching this live stream, to take a second and to really feel into everything that you had to go through and to accomplish to be sitting here now today, healthy and happy and ready for your next steps in progression. You've had to go through a lot. You've had to endure quite a bit. You've had to reflect quite a bit. You've had to change and transform yourself in ways that you never thought possible quite a bit in order to be here today. And we want to celebrate that in its full magnificence here now in this moment. We wish to share with you as well that there are some important times coming along for your society and for the ages to come. Right now is only the beginning of the great next steps when it comes to life in society. Right now is the great preparatory phase for what will be coming along and the transitions that will be happening. Those of you that have and continue to transition, energetically speaking, will have nothing to concern yourselves over in the coming times. What they're showing me, by the way, is, and this is me talking, Brandon talking, what they're showing me is deep down inside, there's an energetic transformation and shift that everyone's going through. Some of us, they're showing me, are really resistant to that. And some of us are like, just, we get it, we're going through it, we consciously do it. Okay? Now, here's what they're saying. There's no need to worry for those of us who have decided to say yes reluctantly or non-reluctantly. And they're showing me a scale. Some people are super reluctant to even go there, but they're still doing it. They're feeling the pain come up inside. They're feeling the traumas come up inside. They're feeling the triggers come up inside. And they work through it. May take them a few more days than other people. That's okay. Or some of us are like, oh, there's a trigger. We go get it. Either way, it's not a race. Everyone's going to get to the same destination. But the destination is internal. It's not external. There's no accomplishment or destination to get to externally, whether it be money, success, fame, or some external confirmation. It's an internal one. So we're all heading to the same place. Some of us are at different levels or a different place in the field, the racing field, than other people, and that's okay. What we'd like to share with you today is simply that if you are someone who is reluctant or a little slower at processing the triggers and the pain and the wounds that come up, that's okay, but you can make it easier on yourself by knowing two things, or two or three things. Number one, that this is a natural and normal part of the process. This is something that is unavoidable should you wish to evolve with the rest of the human species. That's the number one thing. It is not abnormal. It is not bad. It is not out of the normal. It is a normal thing to be feeling these triggers and these wounds and this pain at this current time. That's number one. Number two, if you do choose to consciously embrace whatever triggers and pain and wounds and traumas that are coming up at this time through the triggers in your environment, you will progress faster and you will feel better along the way, rather than resisting or rather than avoiding or rather than reluctantly going through. It's almost like they're equating it to like grade school, right? We all got to go through grade school. Like when we're children, I know we all have a choice, right? But when we're children, we don't really have a choice. We have to go through grade school wherever we were born. And some of us are like super reluctant and resistant to go through the grade school process, and or we avoid it, and or we take longer. Some of us just do the work and get it done so we can get through and we can enjoy the rewards that exist being done with your work or going through grade school. Now, I don't love that example. That's a human-made example because I don't like the schooling system, but that's a whole other issue. But the point is, everyone has to go through this. You can choose to either consciously enjoy it or consciously go for it to feel better faster or be resistant to it. As long as you continue to do it, you will get there. That's the main part they want to share. So long as you continue to embrace what comes up and not run away from it or avoid it, particularly for years and years and years and years, that is how you will, quote unquote, be left behind. And really quickly, what do we mean by being left behind? Well, as a human, I'm not really sure what they mean. But what I feel that they mean is that there's a whole new existence being created, and that existence is laying at a higher frequency. And when you go through this internal work, these internal triggers, your personal frequency raises up. And it starts to move faster. It starts to vibrate faster. And if the earth itself and the universe and our environment is raising its frequency, that is why these things are coming up, so that we can raise our frequency alongside of it. Because anything that is outside of love densifies, right, or clouds up our vibration, our density, or our frequency. Okay? So that is why this is all happening. So you can either, again, reluctantly slowly go upon it, or do it consciously, but we're all going to the same place. And the third thing what they want you to know is, and they're telling me, and it's not a fear thing, I don't want to bring fear to this, but they're just, because most of you guys are here, it's like you're not going to be in this category, but they're saying don't be left behind. Don't be left behind. If there's a move you need to make that is lowering your vibration, and this gets into relationships, jobs, family situations, anything in your life that's dulling or dimming your light and or your vibration, that your soul, your heart, God, your angels, everyone is calling for you to get rid of, to shift, and to let go of. That is a part of this, because those things won't allow your vibration to match wherever it's going. And so eventually, because the whole system is dependent upon a lower vibrational foundation, the whole system, when it comes to the 9 to 5, the 40 to 50% taxes that we're all paying just to survive, the crazy high inflation rates, the fiat currency that's based literally on nothing, the whole thing is going to be down. The whole thing is going to come down, not because we break it down, because we see through it. Like, if there's not, those of us who haven't seen through the illusion of what money is at this point in time, after inflation has been upwards of 8 to 10% at this point in time, because we've just been printing it, that right there is a signal, and go, wait a minute. You're telling me that there's a piece of paper based on nothing but our belief, or because our government says it's worth something, that supposedly dictates our entire lives, that the government can just print as much as they want of, that's based on debt, by the way, not like its value is debt, like there's no intrinsic value, that runs our whole society. You're telling me that that's what it's based off of, a belief or someone saying something from the government? That's crazy. Do you guys see? That's crazy. And this isn't a government talk, right? Even though I pay attention to politics, but just think about that for a second. That's crazy. And that's why I'm saying the whole system is not going to last. It's not going to last, because we're seeing through it now. Do you guys see that? It's a normal thing. It's an even more normal thing for people like me, people like you, to talk about this, because it's so obvious. There's no real foundation to any of the system that we're on. It's just a bunch of people that said, you guys get to be taxed at 40%. We get to take all of it, and we get to control the system because we print the money. That's it. It's just a group of people, just like you and I, that happen to be there before, or were born into the right family, or whatever. And it's not going to last. It can't last. Okay? Too many people, despite what the news may say, despite what you may hear, are quitting their jobs, getting out of the 9 to 5 rat race, saying this is enough. The company's corrupt. The company is killing me from the inside out. I can't even spend time with my family. I can't even spend time with anything. And I'm working my butt off so that all my money can be taken by taxes and rent or food or whatever. It's just not working anymore. And there's too many ways to make money and support myself online or just on my own. Right? So anyways, that was a whole tangent. And I know, forgive me for those of you guys who aren't here for a political rant, but I do think that for the first time, right, spirituality and politics is coming together. And that's really where I come in. I was actually a political science major in college, those of you guys who don't know. But let's get back to the topic at hand. So that's what they mean when they say leaving behind, is we all have to kind of have a deep down talk with ourselves and say, what really is in our life that's really not real? And those things that aren't real, or that are like illusions, or just like causing us suffering for no other reason other than, hey, he almost tore off the thing. Hey, buddy. Those are the things that got to go. Those are the things that got to go. Excuse me one more time. I got to pull them out. Hey. Out. Hey, that's enough. Come on. Oh. Say bye to the camera one more time. Say bye. Out. Out. out, out. Okay? Out. Out. All right. So that's a great segue to... That is a great segue to our next section here, which is going to be the channeled tarot reading. And let's go ahead and move into it. So let me know what you guys think about that in the chat. If you guys are waking up, if you guys are finding out that, you know, things are just not what you thought they were, or they're just, you know, things are falling apart in your own life, let us know. Work to live or live to work. Barbara Williams 963 says exactly, and we're slaves to work. Yeah, a lot of us are. Very difficult. Stephanie says, bye, Alden. Hey, out. 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 All right. So, guides and angels, loved ones, masters, and wise men. I think we need a moderator for Alden, by the way. we need a moderator for Alden. That's what Paula normally does when she's home. So here we go with the cards for the collective here and now through the power of unconditional love. I want to open this particular ceremony. And guides and angels, please share with us in a particular and specific way the messages that all of us need to know for our greatest and highest good in this particular moment. I'm going to move this laptop over here. For everyone, collectively, the greatest and highest good. Now, this is going to be a combination of love and work, and this is really the energies of what's happening right now currently, so we can be aware. And then we're going to be going into the horoscope for June of 2022. Again, whatever it is we need to know for our highest and greatest good. All right. Loved ones, masters and wise ones, angels and archangels. What do we need to know for our greatest and highest good here and now through the power of unconditional love? God, why did you call me to go live today? What are the messages you'd like for me to share? Here we go. Seven of Swords is the first card up. It's becoming really apparent for those of us in this particular live stream where and how we've been deceived in the past, or that we're being deceived currently. It's really important to be honest with ourselves and the people around us at this particular moment about where and how we've been deceived, so that we can make the corrections but really take our energy back. And what the guides and angels are saying right now is that if you haven't taken a moment to consciously take your energy back from those who have deceived you, now is the time. Now is the best time you can do that in order to be able to with more strength, serve yourself. So I want you guys to think back for a moment with what has been going on and what is going on currently, where people may have tried to take from you or have successfully taken from you, and know that at this moment you can take that back and you can reintegrate those parts within yourself. And those of us who are watching this is a spark or remembering to know what those moments were in this moment right now, and a reminder that you can and should take those parts back when you have a moment. This right here is going to change everything, because there was a time in life where, you know, you thought everything was going to go really well, and then all of a sudden things just went crashing down. And in those moments, it made you really hesitant. And the collective, I feel, right, is going through these moments where they're remembering things that were going really well, everything was okay, everything was right, and then boom, suddenly out of nowhere with no explanation, things changed. And again, this could be in love, life, or any area that this resonates. And this created a bit of hesitancy in the collective. 9 of Wands is here. looking at that tower going, okay, ever since that moment in time where that thing changed in my life, where that thing crumbled down, when I thought it was certainly going to go all the way or certainly going to be there for the rest of my life, I now have to be cautious. This is the belief that was inputted or imprinted potentially within our souls when that thing happened. I now have to be cautious and look out for that particular thing if I'm going to be in it or if I'm going to participate within it at all. And specifically, that thing would come up when your wish come true, or the thing that you've always wanted would appear in your life as a possibility, as a potentiality. Because here's the thing. There may have been a time when you thought your wish was coming true, when you thought your dream fulfillment was actually here, and then that didn't go through. And then when the thing that actually did represent your wish fulfillment was here, the fears come up around, no, this is too good to be true. There's no way I'm actually going to receive that. There's no way it's actually going to come true in my life. So I have to be super cautious, or I have to repel it, or I have to be defensive towards it. Okay, can anyone resonate with this particular message in terms of what's been coming up lately? Is there something in their life they really can potentially perceive as a wish fulfillment or a wish come true, but they're a little skeptical of it, or there's a little bit of hesitancy around it, there's a little bit of fear coming up around that particular thing because of the past? Okay, so this might be a collective energy we're feeling right now. High Priestess with the Five of Wands, and it's almost like an internal battlefield, because a part of us knows that it's not the same as the past, but there's still a battle going on between the parts of us that were created through the fear of what happened from the past, the trauma, so to speak, and the part of us that really knows it's not, right? High Priestess here with the Five of Wands. Okay? So there's this internal battlefield, there's this potentiality of something in your life really creating a wish come true, a dream fulfillment happening right now, but there's the fear behind it of, if I do that thing, if I go on that mission, if I go on that journey, it's just going to fail like it did last time, or it's too good to work out, or I don't believe I'm capable of handling it or having it, or it's too scary. Because again, here we go, Three of Swords, Fool card. Every time I put myself out there, this is the words from the collective, every time I put my heart out there, every time I really risk it all, every time I really stand strong in the public or stand strong in the situation and really just put myself out there, I get broken. I get really hurt. I get really heartbroken. Someone or something shatters that dream, that expectations, okay? So this is something you might be working through. Now, I can tell you for me personally, because again, these are collective energies. They're going to resonate potentially in one area of all of our lives. What's coming up for me is really around work, being an entrepreneur, right? Business. I've tried to be a business owner and do what I'm doing now like 7 or 8 times in life, like a lot, like more than I can count. And every single time it's never worked out. I've always failed and I've ended up moneyless and back at my parents. This is the first time I've gone on for 2 years straight with no job. Praise the Lord. Keep going. No, I'm not going back to my parents anytime soon. Praise God on that one. But my point is, this is the feeling, right? Is like there's something that we've tried so many times that just has not worked out, that is now actually potentially working out, that you can go for. And really let go of, because look, the thing that's in your life right now that has a potential to be your actual wish fulfillment is really part of your soul journey. All right, so I want you guys to think for just a second, what is that thing in my life right now that there's a lot of hope towards? Okay, and if there's nothing just yet right now, I want you to think, what is the thing I wish I had in my life now that I've blocked out or prevented myself from having because of my fears? Okay, so there's 2 different types. What is it that I have in my life right now, or what do I wish I had in my life right now that I blocked out due to fears that I really know and want and desire to go all the way, to really make it happen? That thing right now, whatever it is you just imagined or felt in your life, is absolutely a part of your soul journey to be successful in. Okay, if you're watching this, this is a confirmation for you that that thing that you just felt into, either that you wish you had, that you've blocked out, that you still have the opportunity to let into your life, whether that's a job, a business, wealth, love, romance, relationship, whatever it is, that thing is absolutely meant to be in your life and for you to be successful at it. Absolutely. This is a confirmation for you right now. It's in your highest destiny. It's in your highest purpose. The only thing that may hold you back from that is the belief that you should, can, or actually get the opportunity to enjoy that thing. And that is the thing that it's time to let go of, because that thing, that belief we just spoke of, and this is going to be deep within, guys, could be potentially connected to a part of yourself that's ready to die, an actual relationship that you have in your life, whether it's family, friends, intimate or otherwise, or ex-intimate or whatever. Okay, what Spirit is showing me is that they've used individuals or environments that connect to the part of ourselves that needs to die in this moment in order to truly be free to pursue your soul's highest destiny of the thing that is meant to be in your life. Those of you guys who I'm talking to right now that you resonate with, you probably know what that thing is just by the words I'm speaking. If you know what that thing is, go ahead and share it in the chat. I'd love to see it. Is it work? Is it a relationship? Is it family? Is it friends? What is it that is connected to? What external thing is connected to the part of you that is blocking you from your greatness and causing the protective shields to come up? Every single one of us watching, there's something, someone, some environment, something in our life that is causing the shields to be emphasized, causing a toxic part of ourselves. Not toxic. Excuse me. Some may call it toxic, but I call it protective. I call it the part of ourselves that refuses to be hurt in that way again, that doesn't want to be vulnerable. Okay? There's a part of something in our life that's causing that part of you to be agitated, to come up. Okay? That thing, whatever that is the thing that might be preventing you from stepping into your highest self, keeping your vibration high, going in your soul path, attaining the thing that you greatly wish that you could have in this particular moment. Okay? Because it's only giving you a little bit of itself and not even close to what you're able to give to it. And I don't care, again, if this is family, friend, work, relationship, or whatever it is. But you'll know, this will be confirmed in your life what this may be if this is in your life, because it's only giving a quarter or half of what you give to it. And that doesn't feel good. Okay? That doesn't allow you to be safe. That doesn't allow you to progress. It doesn't allow you to feel supported and committed to. Okay? Final three cards. We have Three of Pentacles, Death, and the Moon card. So there's a big fear of an ending, big fear of an ending, of a death, of something being done with, something being over with, something not going forward. Okay? Whether this is in work, relationship with other people, some part of your environment, some people or person in your life, okay? There's a fear of that thing ending because it provides something for you. It provides maybe a little reassurance. It provides a little bit of the old part of you that feels safe in those protective shells. Okay? It provides something for you. Without that thing in your life, it would feel very scary or unsafe because you'd be vulnerable and because your heart would be fully in the open and you'd be risking it all. And right now the guides are saying it's important for you to be risking it all. Eight of Swords. And to really see what we are not risking so that we can have it all. Okay? Now, the antidote to this and what I'll say is that once that thing is risked, like once that thing has ended, whatever that thing that's toxic in your life that just doesn't need to be there anymore, that is feeding into a toxic part of you, the antidote to not feeling unsafe, or not feeling unsafe, to not feeling safe, or to going into that risk, okay, where you're vulnerable, where your heart's out there, where you're really truly giving it your all, is to put in work, like a lot of work, and to be focused in on what you need to do. And look, it's the only thing in life that really creates an inordinate amount of focus and discipline to get to a certain destination is risk. How many of you guys feel this, where you're like, it really is like the only thing that really creates focus and discipline and like movement forward is some type of risk or perceived risk, which is why, by the way, most 9-to-5 jobs, which are super secure and super certain, quote unquote, for the most part, don't create movement forward and progress in life. Why? Because they create too much security, too much complacency, too much certainty in our lives. They don't create any necessity to change, any necessity to move forward. Because why? The money's too good. The situation it's providing in our life, the house or the economic life is too good. It's too easy. They don't provide any movement forward. Why would I change that? Right? I would have to be guaranteed something 20 times better than to let go of my 6-figure job, because that's provided a lot of safety, security. But it also cripples you because you can't progress forward because there's no need to. You guys see that? So it's hard. And I'm not saying it's not hard. It's hard. But that's the truth. Is risk creates movement. Okay? Risk creates focus, and risk creates discipline and work. No risk creates stagnancy, creates complacency, creates certainty. And if it's anything I can tell you with the way the earth is evolving, is you will die with complacency. Okay? And I mean that in every possible way that I can possibly say it. Right now, you may have gotten away with that in the 90s or the early 2000s or even the early 2010s. But if you're complacent now, and you're not growing now, and you're not moving forward in some way now, look, that's what they meant when they said you're going to get left behind. There's no more room for complacency. You guys see that? The people who are in an illusion of complacency because they're in the illusion of certainty are in an illusion. That's the truth. Okay? So everyone here in this chat is not an illusion. We know, right? We're well aware that, look, things will not, this is not, the system we're in is not going to last. Like, you have to find a way out. You have to find a way to consistently, sustainably support yourself that is not dependent on any of these systems that are going to be crumbling, because they're all part of this illusory system. They're not going to last. Nothing not based in reality will last. The truth will always be shown, and nothing that is not real will ever last. And I'm telling you right now, the whole job system, the whole school system, the whole money system, everything, it's built on something that's not real. Literally built on something that's not real, i.e. the government's belief or the government saying so. That's not real. That's only real because we believe it's real, but it's not real itself. Does that make sense? So anyways, that's the message there. And final advice for everyone watching in this particular moment. We have the 5 of Swords, 7 of Wands, and the Temperance card. So what they're saying is you're going to, oh man, it's going to be a tough message, but for some of you guys, it's going to be necessary to make some enemies. All right, I see 5 of Swords, 7 of Wands, Temperance card. Some of us may not be wanting in this moment to make changes because we know it's going to disrupt people around us, or it's going to cause people to not like us, or it's going to cause people to be against us. All right, whether it's family, friends, relationship, or anything else, right now, some of the roadblocks that might be facing people is making a disruption, making a wave, making a change that's going to cause people to be upset or to not like you as much, or to say that and to be really against you. And that is also part of the risk, or part of the hesitancy collectively of what we're facing, is we don't really want to do that. Like, that's not something that's comfortable. And but it's also something the guides are saying is required. If you're watching this video and you don't want to upset people or say the wrong thing or make a change because of other people, that is also in part going to hold you back. And so in order to be really free, like fully really free, you have to be willing to take a look at your environment and who you have given yourself to, who you have voluntarily given yourself over to, dare I say, given your soul over to. And is that thing, it's okay to give your soul to things, all right, as long as they're good. Like in relationships, you can give your soul, you can share your soul to God, you can share your soul, these types of things. But you got to be careful, because you really do share pieces of yourself, right? Whether it's the work part of you, the love part of you, the nurturing part of you, the aggressive part of you. Like there's a piece of you, right? Think of Harry Potter and the Horcruxes that gets spread around. And if we spread ourselves too thin, that's very depleting. And potentially too, when we spread ourselves, it's okay to do that. But if those sources that we've given ourselves over to aren't reciprocating or sending back energy, right, we get into a lot of trouble. So it'd be like if I was talking to you guys and there was literally zero supportive people in either of the chats, and they were both filled with spam bots that were like, or people that were like saying hate messages. Like my energy would just be drained. I've been trying to give them this amazing message from the guides, and my energy just be going drained. Right? That's not how I want to do it. That's not how anyone wants to do it. All right, so that's the advice, is to be willing to disrupt, anything in your life or in the people's lives around you that's just not something you want to be in anymore, something you want to give yourself to, something you want to kind of shift yourself towards. You must be willing to make enemies in order to continue your growth and to continue doing and being the things that are in your highest alignment in this particular moment. That is the last message here. And I will share, it's not an easy reading, but 3 more cards: Queen of Wands, 4 of Wands, and Judgment. And the last thing I'll share, and this has to do with a little bit with love as well. I know these were soul purpose readings, but a little bit of love here is, if you want something right now, okay, if you want love, if you want a relationship, if you want a business, if you want a job, if you want something that's important to you in your life, okay, here's all you got to do, is you got to declare it, okay? Like, you have to realize how powerful you are by just literally declaring it in this moment and saying, you know what? No, I want this. I want a relationship. I can't control who that's with, but I want a relationship that's like this. I want a home and family life like that's like this. I want a job or career or business that's like this. And that's my right. And I deserve that. And no one gets to tell me that that's not okay or that's not fair, because that's what I am. Okay? No one and nothing can keep you from getting what you want or being what you are, so long as you know that it's your God-given right to be and to do those things. And all you need to do in those moments is to declare exactly that thing, that I want this, I am that, and that's it. There is no other argument. That's what I want. That's where I'm going. And that's what's going to happen. When you step into that power deep inside of your soul, the things that you've always wanted will magically start to appear and will magically start to build up upon themselves. And if they are not in the highest alignment, they will start to redirect you in time towards that. But I have a feeling that most of you, the problem isn't being in the highest alignment. The problem is not knowing your power and knowing just how, when you make that decision and say, this is what I want, I'm going to do it, shit moves out of the way. Okay? And you guys have the opportunity to do and step into that right now. It's the most powerful time to do that, and get to it. All right. So that's that is the message for today. Channel Tarot reading. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much for watching that. Next up, we're going to be going into the horoscope for June of 2022. We're going to be taking a look at the whole month ahead. And in future weeks on this live stream, we're going to be doing. Is this tracking me? Yes, it is. Awesome. That's cool. My YouTube camera tracks me. It's pretty cool. I had to make sure the tracking was on. And future weeks, we're going to be going into the week-by-week horoscope. But first of all, let's check in with the chat. Let us know how you guys are feeling after that particular reading. Did you guys resonate with that, not resonate with it? Comments, questions, feedback on that end before we go into the astrology for the week. Angela says, I see it everywhere. Relationship have been shaking it up. Awesome. Aaron Bryan says, yikes. Yes, it's loving without fear of rejection and going after my goals. Putting out my book, starting my business for fear of judgment and failure. That's awesome. Yeah, very specific there. Simi says, yay, divine timing. Thanks, Brandon. No problem. Angela says, Prague, it's hard. Prague says, I've been there, Angela. There's someone I know I need to cut out right now, and my heart keeps trying to defend her, but she's not worth it. Yeah. It was not an easy message, but yes, I agree. Very, very necessary in that way. And yeah, it has to do with a lot of things. People, friends. Why are they reading similar across the board? Because it's a collective energy. Again, when I read the tarot, it's not like my personal opinion on things. Sometimes I'll add that in there, but I'll make that very clear. These are collective messages that most tarot readers are tapping into, that you guys are, it's just confirmation. Jay says, completely resonates. Needed to hear this. Yes. Awesome. 100% my challenge is at the stage of fully embracing my power, struggling with the fear of it. Yep. Literally been thinking the same thing. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how that happens, right? All right. So let's go ahead and go into the channeled horoscope. Now, if you guys want to see the actual chart live, you can check out my YouTube channel, Science of the Soul and Stars. It's also in my link in bio. If you guys want to give a donation for the work or for the readings, that link is in my TikTok bio and pinned on the YouTube chat and in the description box. You guys are welcome to share that, and I really appreciate it. But next up, we're going into the channeled horoscope for June of 2022. But before we get to June, we got to go through the end of May here. And those of you guys who have been following my channel, you've known that some, I think half now, or more than half of the astrology signs are out for the end of May. And I really want to make sure we finish up this month strong, and to make sure that everything is well aligned, because I have a feeling June's going to take off for a lot of people if we have the right foundation and the right mindset and the right consistency and direction. June's going to be a month that allows us to really explode and take off in our businesses and our lives. Thanks so much, Nicole, for your donations. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's a lot of candies. I think that's a candy. So end of May 2022. What do we got going on? We got South Node trine Neptune here. Remember, chart is on YouTube if you guys want to see that chart live. We've got Pluto making a trine over to Mercury conjunct the North Node conjunct Uranus. So North Node, Mercury, and Uranus here is about, and particularly with, Mercury still in retrograde, so conjunct or North Node with Uranus, this is really about shaking things up internally as well, I'd say. Like mentally and internally, things getting shaken up so that the right direction can be made clear in our minds, our hearts, our souls. And really, whatever's not resonating with our deepest true soul path forward is going to start to fall away. Because again, this is this shaking going on, this re-resonancy, right? Re-resonator. That's not even a word. Re-resonancy going on in the minds, heart, and souls of everyone. And a really big shift, if we allow it, through and because of our shadow parts and our dark side. Because the other thing going on here is Lilith conjunct Ceres in Cancer making a square to Jupiter, meaning our shadow parts are being made really clear right now. Like any of the darker parts of us, if you're watching this, the shadow parts of us that are just not in alignment, that are getting really triggered, that are really just coming up to the surface when good things are in our life or just out of nowhere or the blue, are coming up because those things are ready to be cleared and cleansed at this time, and to keep from holding us back towards our path in alignment with our highest truth, our highest self, our highest God, right? The highest part, God. So Lilith and Ceres squaring Jupiter, if you allow yourself to identify and embrace the shadow aspects, the parts, unconscious parts of ourselves that come up in the light of very positive things in our life, and allow those things to be consciously identified and released, that will allow for our greatest fortune to arrive and our greatest power, because Jupiter is conjunct Mars here in Aries. So it's also about a re-evaluation, a re-identification, and renewing of the relationship with our own internal power, the way that we express our power in daily life, and the way that we move forward. So do you have your power back right now? If you don't, some darker parts and or shadow aspects might be keeping the full extent of your power back from you. And that might be for a variety of reasons. Maybe in a past life you used it for not so good things, and so a part of you was built to keep that from fully coming forth in this lifetime until you proved yourself, or until you chose God, or until you chose to be in light and love. But either way, there's this theme of the possibility of our power being held back from us from shadow aspects, and also potentially being released to be able to be utilized in this lifetime if we properly identify the shadow aspects, but also the past life karmic contracts and karma that we've created from the use of our power in negative ways. So that's a big part of the collective as well. And I've also worked with several clients on that particular roadblock. Okay. By the way, if you guys feel inclined, or any of this stuff doesn't make sense and you want some clarity, or you want some healing or a one-on-one session, you can check that out at my website, brandontobias.com. I also offer personal tarot readings and personal astrology readings. You can check the link in my bio and or brandontobias.com. All right. So let me move to Juno. Okay, Juno's in a big square. Juno's in Pisces here. Juno's in a big square with the Earth. And Earth's in Sagittarius. Earth, obviously, and the moon, right? Moon and sun are coming into a conjunction. So a new moon coming up very soon. I'm going to see exactly what, I think actually it's probably, don't tell me it's so funny. I never know. No, it's, well, wait a minute. Don't even tell me. Okay, it's May 30th. So we're literally on the precipice. Is it the 29th? Yeah, it's the 29th. So tomorrow's the new moon. Tomorrow's the new moon. So sorry, I never prepare on these astrological horoscopes. I just do it in the moment. But it allows for a fresh, in-the-moment take for you guys. So new moon is tomorrow. So here's what I say. Here's what I was channeling was, if we really take this opportunity to finally let go of the shadow aspects, there's a primary shadow aspect in all of us that really is the primary thing that's keeping us from our true power and our true greatness. And it has nothing to do with other people. It has to do with our relationship to ourself. Do you, as I'm saying this, trust yourself fully? If you had all the power in the world, if you had all the money in the world, if you had all the power, if you had the magical gift to be able to, persuade people, share with people, give money, like all those things, would you trust yourself 100% with those things? Can you look yourself in the eye and in the heart and say, I trust myself that if I had all of this in store, that I would be very genuinely good with it. I would be of service with it. I would not mess it up. I would not waste it, yada, yada, yada. And that's the question to ask yourself in this moment. And that's the thing, if there's some feeling or some resistance or some fear that comes up, that's the part of yourself that still might be a little afraid to wield all that power. And that part might also be connected to any of the trauma you went through in the past when it came to the dream wish fulfillment not coming true. So it might all be connected there from the tarot reading and to now. So that is the place to look if you guys want to go and clear this out so you can have your power back. Here's specifically what to do. Look to the place where the thing that you really wanted, or in the past that you thought was a wish fulfillment that didn't work out, that scarred you or scared you from anything in the present that could actually work out, that is a wish fulfillment, and look at the part of yourself, okay? Yes, the part of yourself that might have sabotaged that thing because it wouldn't have known what to do with that, or because the power that it would have given you would have been too much for you to handle, or you didn't trust yourself fully. That's a crazy question right there. I know that's a crazy, wild question, but trust me when I say that might be and likely actually is connected to why that thing didn't work out at that time. So it was a big karmic lesson to reshape the relationship with yourself and those parts of yourself that would hold you back or sabotage you because there was not a lot of trust there. There was not a full belief that you could handle that, or that it was meant for you, or that you were worthy of that thing. Okay. So May 29th, those are the energies. May 30th, end of May. So again, we have this new moon in Gemini with Mercury, the North Node, and Uranus. Okay. So this is a fresh start when it comes to the new you. I know that new moons are new us's. I don't know if it's an eclipse, by the way. That just popped up in my mind. If anyone knows if it's an eclipse, let us know. I feel like it's possible it might be, because I know it's eclipse season. But anyways, I'll just keep going as if it's not. But if someone knows whether it is or not, please fill me in, because I'm probably the worst astrologer in the world in terms of knowing when the eclipses are and aren't. So the new start with the new you in terms of what you're willing to mentally put your energy toward and to focus toward. The theme of what they're showing me is this King of Swords energy and the Ten of Wands energy, in terms of on a daily basis, you only have a limited amount of mental focus and mental energy to put your energy towards. When this new moon hits, it's going to become very clear the things that are not really what spirit, source, the universe, your soul wants you to put your energy towards, and it's going to become very clear what to put those things to. And so it's going to be very precise, is what they're telling me, very focused in and very specific. And so they're wanting us to embrace whatever specific thing that spirit is guiding you to put all of your energy in, and to focus your energy towards, and to let go of the rest, to go ahead and do that, to go ahead and put all your energy into that. And they're saying it's important to make those tangible changes in not allowing yourself to get distracted, to lose focus, and or to not allocate the energy towards those things. Because this thing that you're now putting your energy in is going to lead you to a new way, a new direction, and a new hope, is what they just said. They're showing me Six of Swords as well. It's going to lead you to, overcoming that deep internal fear of your wish fulfillment not coming true. This thing, whatever it is to focus on, all right, is going to lead you to a new, fresh hope of that thing in your life that you either wish you could have or have in your life now that you feel can work out to be a true wish fulfillment. Could lead you to a new, fresh start with that forever. So that's very important there. So take a look at those things. Even write a list for this new moon on the 30th of what you're not going to focus your energy in towards anymore, and the things that you specifically, like I'm talking 2 or 3 things you want to go all in on. All right, that's what the feelings of this new moon is, and it's going to be different. By the way, it's going to be different. It's going to be new things with Uranus here and Taurus. It's going to be different things that are still the same part of you. Okay, so the different part or different aspect of you that are still have always been a part of you, but they're going to be different in the way you express them or portray them or pursue them. Okay, so that's the new moon energies here. All right, in addition to that, during this new moon, we've got Mars conjunct Jupiter. So we still got this gift of power coming in, right? This karmic reward, or this fortune of power coming back into ourselves, our souls, through the embrace and the surrender of our fears and our dark parts, and really just being open and being very honest about who you are and opening your heart. Really, you just got to really go in there and just as open as this energy is right now, like this is who I am. There's no hiding who I am, right? There's no restriction there. That is where the power will flow. That is where the power will come back. And wherever you are in life, whether in your job, family, relationship, friendships, modeling that energy in all areas of your life will allow the power to flow even more, and will allow you to receive that power and energy even more than you would if you were trying to be something you're not. Like, you know how some of us try to be something we're not, maybe in our careers or in our relationships or with our family, right? Like, all those areas are merging into one. And I've noticed this in my own personal life, which is like when I've been doing my tarot readings lately, it's a couple things. One, they've gotten tremendously less views as normal, and I had to work through a lot in terms of that's okay. And I'm grateful just for even 10 people watching my video versus 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever I was getting in the past. But the other thing is, the reason it's different is because I'm in a very different energy. I'm in my real energy. And the energy I was putting those videos out with maybe a year ago was probably some other part of me that was not the real me, that was resonating with a bunch of people that were also in parts of themselves. You guys see that? So what's happening is all of that is merging into one so that we can just be our true self in all areas of life And that by doing that, all areas of life will converge into the best and highest essence it can be. Is this making sense to you guys, or is this, I know it's maybe a confusing concept. I just want to make sure I'm speaking in a way that's understandable, but I think you guys can understand, like, where we're moving to is what you see is what you get. That's really the people will have the power, is what you see is what you get. These people are going to have more opportunities, more advantages in society, more money, better relationships, better luck. That's where it's going. And you can see this maybe in your daily life. Like when you interact with people, there's a very clear difference between people who are bullshitting, quite frankly, or they're being something they're not, or they're just not being honest. And it's like, do you really like that person? Like, do you really like want to be generous to that person? Like, do you really want to support that person? Probably not. Like, it probably just shoos you away a little more than it used to, maybe even 10 years ago, versus someone you meet and they're like really honest, they're really authentic, they're just really present with you. Like, that's the person you really want to be around. And if you can tap into that for your own self and your own heart, that's where the opportunities are going to start to flow, because that's where people are genuinely gravitating towards, whether they're conscious of it or unconscious of it. It's all the same. All right, so let's move into June. Now, what I want to do is I do want to go through a lot of June. I always like to look at day 1 of June to feel into the whole entire energy of it. All right. I know there's May 31st. We'll merge May 31st with the channeling from the May 30th. I think they're both the same or similar. We'll say that. So June 1st, what I like to do is I like to take a look at day 1 and look at that for the theme for the rest of the month, blah, 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 for the rest of the month, and to see how this dictates the overall energy. So Sun's obviously in Gemini season. Moon on the first day of June is coming into a conjunction with Lilith in Ceres, squaring Jupiter. All right. This means one thing to me about June. It's going to be a month of evil. Just kidding. It's going to be the darkest month you've ever experienced. I'm just kidding. Maybe. No. I mean, it's an intense start to the month for sure. I will say that. Moon conjunct Lilith in Ceres here. Okay, because this is like dark feminine energy, by the way. Okay, so Ceres with Lilith combined, like the battle between good and dark feminine energy. All right, so again, feminines, you might have this internal battle between the dark and light versions of yourself, the earth-related version and the darker shadow aspects, the protective Queen of Swords energy, kind of energy. And then Moon is here as well. So it's really highlighting the connection between these two energies and why they're interwoven. And here's the deal. I don't have a problem with darkness, okay? I really don't. I understand dark is just as necessary in this reality as light is. I don't shun the darkness. I don't ignore the darkness. I don't disregard the darkness. I recognize it for what it is, and I respect it, okay? Now, what this is showing on June 1st is it's highlighting just how significant or just how important it is to be attuned to our own darkness in order to create the lives we want. In order to be in full control of our powers, we must know the extent of them. We must know what we are capable of. We must know how embracing our own inner darkness is required to be the full, complete version of ourselves that we know and need to be. This is really what June is highlighting. So, but it's also the transmutation and the utilization of those dark or shadow energies into the way of light, right? So here's one example. All right, here's one example where we can take shadow, we can take and look at the transmutation of the shadow into a light aspect that can serve us and humanity, while at the same time recognizing and integrating the darker shadow aspects of ourselves. Let's take one that's personal to me, that I'm sure in past lives was very relevant, okay? Let's take the shadow aspect of greed, okay? Greed or selfishness. Being an Aries, that's one thing that, Aries are known for, being selfish. Ask Paula, she will attest to that. So if we were to take the shadow aspect of greed, what does greed represent? Well, greed is an aspect of desire and or lust. So we take that aspect of greed and we say, all right, this is an aspect of lust or desire. Is lust or desire a bad thing? Not necessarily. It just is. It just is a part of us. It's a part of our human nature. We were born with lust. We were born with desire. We were born with the need to want things or the desire to want things. And it's a natural part of us. Therefore, it's not necessarily bad. And greed is just it's a manifestation of that same energy of lust. Okay? Why do you think money and sex go hand in hand? It's the same area, sacral chakra. But if we want to be able to serve from our hearts and serve the greater good and serve God and serve the light fully, the energy of greed or lust is not fully compatible with that higher energy. Okay, it's more of a baseline human primal energy that serves a certain need, but it's not fully in alignment with the higher energies of love, light, God, and service and heart. Okay? So what can we take with our element of greed or these darker areas in our body and change that into? Well, we can take greed and turn it into service. How is that possible, you might say? Well, why do we want? Okay, and you guys can take this process in your own bodies. As I'm saying it, I want you guys to feel into your own bodies and see what's the primary, ask your body, what's the primary shadow aspect? What's the primary shadow attribute that I have in my body that God would like me to transmute into something higher? Okay, everyone was born with a primary shadow aspect, a primary shadow part of themselves that can be transmuted into something greater. Okay, I'm going to assume, I'm sure, I haven't done that deep dive yet myself, but I plan on asking it since this is a channeled reading. I'm going to go back and do this myself, but I'm just going to take the example of greed. Okay. If I was born with the aspect of greed or desire, how can that be transmuted into service? Well, why do I want or why do I have greed? So I can attain. Why do I want to attain? So I can provide. Why do I want to provide? So I can give and serve. Take that and times it 100 overall away from your basic self, your basic family, and put it to the world, and you have service, massive service. Okay, that was just done in this moment. I didn't, rehearse that or practice that, but you can do that for any shadow aspect. You can ask, what lighter aspect does this want to be transformed into? And that, my friends, is where your power will come. Okay, because then that aspect, that lower aspect that might have kept you prisoner to it, right? Meaning like when you didn't get the money or you didn't get the views or you didn't get the thing that lower aspect demanded of you, and therefore you were suffering because that lower aspect had you in chains in some way. You were a slave to that aspect. You can be freed and you can fulfill that aspect while also providing a higher dynamic of service for yourself in the world. More fulfillment, more love, more joy, more happiness, and with that comes power. You guys have probably heard the aspect, with great power comes responsibility. Okay? And or with great responsibility comes great power. Well, you are taking on a lot of responsibility by transmuting those aspects into light, because that's deserving of power. And God is willing to give those who are willing to do that work a lot of power and a lot of resources and a lot of influence, because they are worthy of receiving it. Worthy of receiving it, responsible to receive it. That's where it will flow to in the coming days. Okay? All right. So that's June. that's June in a nutshell. All right, so let's go. Let's see what else June has. We got also Saturn in Aquarius at 25 degrees. So Saturn slowly making its way outside of Aquarius here. And I would say, Saturn being in Aquarius is, I would say that's just kind of an adjustment period for the age of Aquarius. Meaning, in order for us to transition into what the age of Aquarius will actually be, and the technological and or spiritual age of what it will actually be for most people, and freedom, and a new system and all that stuff, we have to make this heavy, karmic, transformational, rocky transition over into that age in order to receive it. And that's really what we're coming into the end stages of as we look at this here. Juno's in Pisces as well, sextile the North Node, Uranus here. And I believe Pisces is making as well a square to the Sun in Gemini. Okay, so what this means for June. I feel like when it comes to love or relationships in the month of June, okay, for those of you lovebirds out there, there's going to be a lot of spiritual ascension between people, okay, between yourself and another person and or yourself and a partner. I mean, there's going to be a lot of spiritual ascension and a lot of spiritual realizations between you two. And there's also going to be a lot of triggers, or there's going to be a lot of hard moments that kind of are against or knocking out your ego. Okay, Sun here square in Gemini, that defy the logical understanding or realization of what love can be. This is the month of June, is the transcendence of what the baseline level of human love is, so you can realize the deeper level of what love really is, and love and connection and true relationship really is, versus the human level of it. Okay, in a nutshell, this is what you'll be realizing, what we'll all be realizing in June. It'll be a very different way. By the end of June, we'll be looking at relationships and love and people and our person very differently. And it's an opportunity to really sacrifice that old perception of what love or relationship really is in a physical way, and to receive it in a spiritual way. Okay, what that essence of true love is. By the destruction of the old ways of looking at love, partnership in the way that it used to be. Also around commitment as well. Commitment the idea of commitment will shift in a great way as well this month. That's what I feel. And we'll have a great understanding of what that really is, what it means, and why it's important, but why it's also different than what it meant traditionally in society. Okay? All right. So I can feel myself running a little bit low on energy. What I'm going to do is, for this particular live stream, I'm going to go to the halfway point of June, and then I'm going to go to the end of June. And from those 3 points, I'm going to kind of triangulate the essence of June and everything else that I see within it. And then, of course, if you guys have questions, I'd love to field them both on YouTube and in the TikTok here. And then we'll go from there. But I just want to take a quick pause and say thank you guys. Stephanie says, I believe eclipse season is ending with this new moon, but non-eclipse this time. Thank you, Stephanie, for the clarity there. I should really know, really look into it. So yes, let's go into that. All right. Also, Alden's been very good. So, I mean, let's just not jinx it, but let's give a little applause for Alden. He's been super calm and chill out. He's allowing us to do this live stream. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Okay. So, 15th of June here. Moon just happens to be in almost an exact opposition with Lilith here. Okay. So we've gained some from the 1st of June till the 15th, we've gained some emotional distance from the shadow aspects of ourselves, meaning our shadow aspects by this time, if we've done the work, are no longer being allowed to dictate certain areas of our life. Whatever aspect that our shadow aspect has a hold on, whether it's our personal peace, our relationship, our faith, our job, our business, our family, whatever it is, that piece of us we've got some emotional clarity on. We've got some emotional distance from. We've done some work to separate from that, and from that new perspective, we can really make continued progress and or shifts from a very aligned or light-based perspective. So mid-June, there will be the opportunity to really take a look at everything in your life in a very clear way, from a very aligned or higher perspective, and to judge it, essentially, to show me the card Judgment in the tarot, to judge it and make sure that it is what you want. It is in alignment with you. It is secure, okay, emotionally and mentally and physically, because what they're telling me is make sure that what you want to persist is secured come mid-June, because And they're just being a little ominous with this right now. They're saying this is what it will be. This is what will last. This is what you're going to have for the times to come. Okay? So yes, like drum roll there, because I don't really know what they mean, but and they're not going to tell me. I can already tell they're not going to tell me. But I'm assuming that they're just saying, just make sure, because once things start really going along in your life or changing or shifting, you're going to want the right environments, people set up around you. So just make sure that everything by June 15th is really good and secure and what you want and real and all that stuff, because it's going to be what you are with. It's going to be what you have. It's going to be what moves forward. Okay. So June 15th, that's a big heads up for you guys, for all of us here. We've also got Sun is making a trine to Saturn here in Aquarius. Saturn is squaring the South Node, and it's also squaring the North Node. Yeah. I also get that this is, a return of sorts to like a return of sorts to any sort of karma that we haven't fully wrapped up with when it comes to work. All right, specifically in the mid-June. Like if there's anything that we have not successfully finished or completed or gotten to when it comes to work or our profession or to the way, no, it's not around money, it's around the way we work, that karma is going to have the opportunity to be finished up in mid-June, okay? So there's some maybe karmic chapter that you're finishing up with work, something that you have to do in order to gain completion on maybe a previous goal or something you committed to or something that you just need to complete for your soul's evolution or your soul's progression. By mid-June, I feel that's going to have an opportunity to be cinched or clarified or completed or moving towards completion is what the guides are saying as well. Okay, so it's 15th of June. And then Mars is here in Chiron. Okay, Mars at 15, Chiron at 15 degrees. Exact conjunction happened to be in the middle of the month, 15th of June here. So this is a massive healing with a couple things. Okay, a massive clarity and or healing to the relationship we have to the masculine parts of ourselves. How can we be like at peace or made friends with or just like aligned with the masculine parts or energy of ourselves and the people around us? And I feel in society collectively there's just been this crazy big healing when it comes to masculine energy generally. Because at one time there was this crazy backlash and masculine energy was really bad and toxic and you couldn't, really, it was like you were blamed for being masculine almost in some sort of weird way societally, just generally is what been observing. But that's kind of coming back around now is what I've been observing. And it's almost like the reemergence of a true, real, defined masculine warrior energy. And I feel men have an opportunity to really step into this and to really finish out that healing for themselves. So masculine energy coming on really strong in like middle of this month in June. And for the feminine, though, really just a big release or big healing around seeing the new masculine, seeing the new identity of what that really is, and really embracing it and sharing within themselves or their heart or society that this is what we want. This is what we really enjoy. This is what we like. We don't want it repressed. We don't want it shunned. We don't want it ill-defined. We don't want a mix of energies. We want this true masculine energy. So big healing here. I really feel, and we had to kind of go the other way for a little while as a society to kind of come back to this place where we could successfully redefine and heal our relationship with what masculine energy is. And speaking on behalf of the masculines, right, myself included, like I had to go through that too. I had to learn what it really is to be a man for a long time. And I finally do feel in this position that I understand much more about what it is truly than what I thought it was for a long time. So me and many more masculines, I'm sure. Now, let's move on to the last parts of the month here. So I'm going to just look at, there it gets interesting. June 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. So that's why Sun is moving into Lilith energy. So you guys notice that there's Lilith with this whole month with those 3 pieces, they're all coming into contact with Lilith energy here, right? So it's like each, our ego, our deep subconscious emotional self, our truth, like it's all coming into contact here with Lilith specifically. So this is a big theme this month. Dark feminine energy, dark shadow energy, right, that exists in the sacral, coming up to really be embraced, I feel, this month for very positive reasons. So just, if this starts to get really activated this month, or you find it coming up to the surface, I mean, it's normal, number one. And it's really an opportunity or a calling to allow that expression to happen, and to allow also for true masculine energy to hold that as well, because that's a part of the masculine's job as well, is to be able to hold, embrace, and to look through with focus and presence any shadow or Lilith energy. That's his gift. The feminine is about beingness and expression of all of the energy, dark, light, all of it, all the energy included in the world, in the universe. She's meant to be it, and the masculine's meant to focus and peer through it and to see it, right? See it for what it is and hold it and allow for the truth to be dissolved through that. Okay, that's his gift versus her gift. They're both necessary. So that's a bit of what the energy is. It's like the shadow energy coming to the surface, masculine energy needing to hold that and to look at the truth of that, feminine energy needing to express that and to let it go, and all sides of it needing to embrace all of it so that we can have all of our power back and truly be at peace with the darkest parts of ourselves. That's, I would say, June is the theme of this month, is being at peace with the darkest parts of ourselves so we can be whole once again, and doing that shadow work necessary. This is called shadow work for everyone. I'm sure that you guys have done this. 6/15 is my brother's wedding date. What a great wedding date, actually. That's a great wedding, Esley says. North Node is also conjunct Uranus. So that's an interesting one in Taurus here. 28, 29, 30th. Yeah. So Uranus with the North Node, Neptune and Juno, Sun right in between Lilith and Ceres with the Moon. And we've got a grand trine here on the 30th between South Node, Juno, the Moon, Sun, and Ceres. Or really the Moon and Ceres, actually, on the 30th. So, what does this mean? It means spiritual harmony when it comes to embracing true love, relationships, and the cultivation of aligned opportunity through love and through relationships with divinity. Now, I want to share something with everyone that might be a little unusual, but it could change your life. Okay? If you're watching me, you've likely heard of soulmates, you've heard of twin flames, you've heard of the karmic people, blah, blah, blah. Many of us have gone through relationships and gone through people that we perceive to be our twin flame or our partner or our divine counterpart, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter, label doesn't matter, and ended up not being, but ended up giving us a very important experience or preparing us for true love. Many of us have either gone through that experience and are still, kind of healing through or integrating the lessons from that experience before coming together with our person. Some of us are with our person. Some of us are maybe still with that partner that's preparing us. All of us are in a different spot. Here's what I'll say. When I say true love and divinity, there's a connection that we are all aligned with in this world today. Okay? If you are meant for this, if you are meant for true love, if this is something in your heart that you want, there's a connection that is aligned with God energy. Okay? With the energy of light, love, unconditional love, and God energy. This energy shines through your body and connects you to the energy of your divine partner. Okay? I'm talking literally. I'm not talking figuratively here. I'm not talking metaphorically. Like, I can literally take you through it in a session to where you can tap into the energy of a divine connection, divine love connection that connects also with the energy of God. Okay? This is a very real thing. And if that's something that you feel deep inside as I say these words, and or that you desire or that you feel, then you can tap into that. But it starts with the connection to Source, God, and the universe in the highest possible way. When you are able to connect to that energy, so too will you be able to connect to your divine partner. And so too will that connection that you feel inside lead you to the 3D version of your true person. Does that make sense? This is what I'm talking about, June 30th, with this grand trine. Whether you're with the person or not with the person, tapping into that sacred divinity, that sacred God energy, that sacred internal energy of your divine partnership, future, present, current, is the thing that will lead you to the cultivation of great accomplishments, feats, and material wealth moving forward from June. And it will take a lot of embracing of the shadow, embracing of the darkness, embracing of the fears, embracing of all of the things hidden within love in our hearts, and the potentiality of partnerships themselves, and the potentiality of embrace with God and ourselves in order to get to that place. But if you, by the end of June, imagine or allow yourself to fully and freely embrace this divine love in your heart, starting with God, even if you have no idea what I'm talking about, and no idea if you have a divine connection, a divine counterpart, a twin flame connection, whatever you want to call it, embracing and allowing this love in fully and freely in your heart will be the thing that activates the Grand Trine energy by the end of June, and Grand Trine energy will effortlessly lead you to all that you want and more, and great material wealth and accomplishments that you can enjoy for the rest of your life. All you need to do is allow and open your heart to this truth, this energy, with your current partner, with a potential partner, with someone that you can't even see or know. This energy is still present, and it comes from God. And this is the essence of true divine love that we all have an opportunity to step into, very present even within the astrology. So that's what I see for June. If you are not in the right relationship, by the way, or there's something that needs to change in that, that's going to change. That's going to change. If not already, definitely in June, because the wrong people, okay? The wrong people, if you're with the wrong person, guess what's going to happen to the shadow aspects of us? The shadow aspects will explode in June, and they will not be able to be handled by the wrong person, okay? So if there's something in June that pops off and it just is not able to be handled, or it's just not going the right way and it's just too much, that's a sign that that is just not the right person. If that happens and the person's able to be fine and hold strong, and you're both able to continue to work through it, of course that's your person. I'm not saying there's never going to be a disruption, right? But this is part of why, because it's filtering out the wrong people for you, or the wrong people for your heart, and for who God wants you with. Okay? So these are all the energies in June. That is the astrology for June overall. And let's go ahead and take a second, check in with the chat and see how everyone's doing. That was quite a bit of channeled information. How you guys feeling? How you guys doing? We're at the end of our live stream pretty much. I do want to take some questions if you guys have any. I'm going to check the battery here. We're at 13% here on the phone. I'm just going to go ahead and plug this in just in case. But thanks again so much for joining and for participating, for sharing the live. I saw you guys doing that, for all the donations. I really appreciate it. I'm sure there's lots to think about. Now, I do want to take some questions. So if you guys have questions for me in TikTok or on YouTube, just questions about generally anything, I'm happy to share my insight or to answer those questions. We call this the spiritual hangout, or the spiritual Q&A at the end of each live stream. It's Mandu said confirmation. Natalia said, looking forward to meeting my counterpart. Thank you for all your advice. You're welcome, Natalia. Hope it was helpful. It's Mandu said, as I'm writing my manifestation for my true divine partner. That's awesome. Yeah, that's all. It's all about that, right? It's about if you guys are looking for that, right? Yes, I mean, claiming it now, like let it be known at this new moon. That's part of it. Claiming what you are, claiming what you want, not being afraid to embrace that, not being afraid to think it's too much or too much for you. If you want that, claim it, have it, and you will have it. Okay. Is every new moon, ask Killer Rain, is every new moon a time to cleanse and let go of things that no longer serve you? It's an opportunity to do so, depending on the energies of the new moon, in particular, Killer Rain. It's an opportunity for a type of fresh beginning or fresh start in a particular area of your life that is ready to be renewed. Okay, so full moons are really, it's hopefully a successful close, the general positive thing, successful close or end to a cycle. New moon and the time between a full moon and a new moon is the transitionary time. So let's say full moon happens, all right, cycle's closed, life, this thing's dead, this thing's done. Then you have a 2-week period between those two energies where you're kind of transitioning and getting ready for the next thing. And then when the new moon hits, it's like full steam ahead. Does that make sense? It's like, all right, now it's ready to go, and the momentum can take off because it's officially like ready to go. Okay? So yes, you do want to take advantage of, energetically speaking, the new moon energy, because now you have the momentum. Now you have the energy of God, right? The ancients would say the energy of the gods is behind you during the new moon. Yes, because the ancients looked at the planets as the gods, right? So yes, I hope that answers your question. Really good question. Any other questions, you guys? Are you guys still here on TikTok? I see no one's commented in a while. It's been at 40 people the entire time, but I'm like, is there people still there, or is it just everyone just kind of watching? Normally there's a lot more people commenting. Maybe my thing's frozen or something. I'm not really sure, but it seems to be working fine. So let me know on TikTok if you guys are still there. Esley says, feeling confused about my relations because my relations are inconsistent / come and go. Esley, I would look within and see what those relations are telling you about a piece of you or a part of you that might not be sure entirely what you want. That's when there's any inconsistencies or even relationships that come and go. It's about inside of ourselves not fully 100% being certain about what we want or what we are. And when you really decide, that's who I am, that's what I want, that's where I'm going, the inconsistencies externally start to disappear. That's my advice for you. I've been writing my list too, and I'm claiming it. I'm being very specific so there's no confusion. Good. That's really good. You guys should talk to Paula, my girlfriend. She, before meeting, wrote out a list, and it wasn't exactly spot on because I don't do yoga, but she wrote out qualities and characteristics, and they're almost precisely what I embody. So, yes, she's the manifesting genius over there. But yeah, I don't see. Hopefully, gosh, I don't know if TikTok is working, but let me just see. Yeah, TikTok, you guys there still? Let me know. Anyways, Aaron Bryan, I actually had this channel message in a dream where God showed me everyone in their light, how each light / frequency will be a match to your particular person. It was beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's exactly what I'm talking about. It is truly an aligned frequency when it comes to divine counterpart. All right. Questions, guys. Any other questions before we start to close out? Angela says, interesting, that rings true for me. And what was it that you guys, if I could ask, what was the biggest thing you took away from today's live stream? Do we have any volunteers who want to share what was it they found most interesting or that they found most enlightening for the live stream? Esley, I do. So she asked, I think it's a she. Yeah, she asked, do you offer face-to-face video reads? I offer face-to-face sessions, like live soul channeled healing sessions. In terms of personal readings, I do only pre-recorded for those. I'd have way too many live sessions if we did all live. And those are going to be found on my website, brandontobias.com, the live sessions. Good question. Is anyone, by the way, on YouTube, is there anyone on TikTok that's seeing? Okay, yeah, I was just gonna say, is there anyone on TikTok that's seeing like what's going on there? Because it's just like frozen on my end. Like it's still live, but there's no comments and it's been 40 viewers. Okay, that's weird. Is anyone on TikTok right now? Can they tell me what's going on? Am I still live up there? Or do I need to kind of restart the reading? Okay, good, Esle. Yeah, I had a feeling, but I didn't want to assume. All right, good. Any other questions for you guys? Any other questions that you guys have for me at this particular moment? And I really do appreciate you guys hopping on and all the donations that you guys shared. That was really very generous. Esle says, I would like to book soon, like tomorrow. That's awesome. I'm pretty booked tomorrow. I might have a slot or two. I know I have like 2 or 3 sessions tomorrow. But yes, absolutely. If you can find the time on my calendar, you can book on the website, and it gives you the dates that are available and things like that through Calendly. So it'll automatically take off. You're still live. It's fine. It seems to be bigger. Okay. Well, I guess TikTok, I'm sorry if you've been commenting. I cannot see your comments at all. It's just frozen at 40 viewers and also on wherever it's commented. So sorry if I've missed it. But anyways, I'm going to close it out for now. I'm going to go ahead and close the ceremony. Closing out this ceremony here and now through the power of unconditional love. Thank you so much for your assistance, guides and angels, loved ones, masters, and wise ones, for everything that you've shared with us tonight. And please send healings and blessings for whatever people need in their heart space today, tomorrow, and whenever they watch this in the future for the greatest and highest good. I pray here and now that the energy of those who watch this and who really claim it in and need it and want it, get shared with them the energy of Jesus Christ, of God, and the power of unconditional love to help them along the way to find clarity and to make the moves necessary for their greatest and highest alignment. Amen, and so it is, and so it shall be. Good. It's Mandu. Where can I really dive / learn more about tarot? Well, I did have a tarot course, and my kind of embarrassed to admit this. When I was going through some really rocky financial times, I couldn't pay. I couldn't afford to keep my Mighty networks up because it was like $100 a month, and so I had a whole tarot course on there, and it like the site's no longer activated, and I haven't activated it because I haven't felt inspired. I'm thinking about hosting a live tarot course in June or in the coming months. So if any of you guys are interested in joining that live tarot workshop, let me know. I'll only do it if there's enough demand for it, or if I get enough people, like at least 10 or 15 people who want to join in. And it'll be something like $50 for the month or something, $100 for the month. I don't know. Yeah, TikTok's probably messed up for the second. That's okay. So yeah, let me know. Shoot me an email if you guys want to potentially join that, because I want to know if there's demand for that. But I'm definitely considering doing a live tarot workshop, and then including all the pre-recorded sessions or lessons I had on tarot. I had a almost completed full course on the tarot. Maybe that's my karmic. I think that's my karmic completion of June, because I never fully completed that pre-recorded tarot course that I launched a few months ago. She says, I know, I looked for it, I didn't find it. Yeah, it's not up because, again, I unfortunately did not keep it activated. We were struggling for a bit there, to be honest with you guys, but not anymore, thank God. That time has passed. Angela says, thank you for your reading that you did for me last night. I shared with my divine partner. Oh, that's awesome, Angela. I'm really glad to hear that. I watch a lot of readings. I'm familiar with the energies, but I really want to go in. It's something that I really resonate with. That's awesome. Awesome. Esle says, I'm down. It's Manu. I'd be interested. Awesome. Yeah, it would be very basic, like a live Zoom tarot workshop, 4 of them once a week. And again, I don't know the price yet. Maybe $50 for the whole month, $100 for the whole month, something that's relatively affordable, because it's going to go from like A to Z in terms of tarot knowledge, how to shuffle, what the cards mean, how to channel, all that stuff. And it's going to be kind of a fun group thing. And, I wouldn't be doing as much for money as I would be for the opportunity to share this stuff. So, okay, cool. All right, well, I'll keep that in mind. Anyways, I'm going to get going now, get this guy some food, and rest up for the night. I don't know how I made it through this pretty well in terms of energy, so I appreciate that. Paula Michelle, if you're watching this, thank you so much, my love. She's been always so supportive, and I know that her energy is very strongly enabling me to do a lot of these things. So thank you for that, and I definitely feel it. Aaron asked a question about trying to help my ex stay on a straight path. His mom passed this week, and I'm worried he'll fall back on his path, which will affect all of us. Do I do something specific in person or just send love? I think my guts for this is for Aaron, and I'll finish out with this because I'm not really feeling doing personal readings tonight, but my gut says that there's something in person actually you're going to need to do, Aaron. Yes, send love for sure, but what I'm being instructed to tell you is like there's something you can say or do in person at least once, and then you can lay off of it. Right? Like either I see you going over there and like saying something that's going to really stay in his mind, if it's a him, and just kind of leave him with that. And just know that you did that, you cleared your chest, you can send love after that, but there's something that I feel that Spirit wants you to say or do specifically before just doing that. There's something you can do. Yeah, that's what I'll say. Okay. All right, so Aaron, let me know if you got that before I close out here. I don't want to close the live stream down. Thank you guys again for joining. I really, truly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed and got a lot from this live stream. I will be going live every Sunday from now on. I liked 6:30, to be honest with you. I think there's a great time. Typically, I go live at 1 or even 11 or even 2, rarely 11. You're welcome, Angela. Thank you so much. But maybe I'll do 6:30. I don't know. Maybe this is the revamp of the live stream that needs to be done at 6:30. So either way, I will see you guys this week, and next week there will be more zodiac readings coming out. Of course, I'll finish out, of course, with Aquarius as well and Pisces. And then I'm also thinking about getting into more healing and or release exercises to help people identify and release their shadow and how to really kind of find their truth in their bodies. I think that's where the channel is going to go as well. You're welcome, Aaron. I hope that helps. All right, guys.